Now here's a crazy story, and I want you to go back and jog your memory in time and try to put things together, like the way that things happen in your scenario. In my scenario, I was in the desert. We were all in the desert, of course, and I was they would send us on missions and errands, whatever, right? So we had to go on errands, and then I remember meeting this guy. We were on errands, and I met him while the war was going on, and it was another black guy like myself, because we were the only ones that were there, and we kind of got excited, we were always looking forward to see each other because we were deployed. He was in the Army, I was in the Marines, and we kind of had some type of bond when we saw each other out in the desert, kind of excited to see each other and stuff, and didn't see much, but we did see each other a few times, and every time we met, I remember there were things in the desert. There were things that were buried in the desert. There were things that you couldn't see in the desert. You couldn't see them clearly. So we'd go and we'd kick them, because we were young men, right? So we'd see things in the desert, they're covered by dirt and sand and stuff, we'd kick them. But later on, to find out that they're body parts, right? There's been a severed hand, whatever, leg, torso, whatever. So we're kicking stuff in the desert. We'd laugh, ha ha ha, young man, ha 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 ha, right? This is all PTSD. I'm probably going to have a warning label up here, so somewhere over here, so people can see it. So we're kicking stuff in the desert. We're laughing at it, no big deal. So afterwards, the war was over, and we went home, he went home, I went home, and actually we found out that we lived like a couple of neighborhoods over from each other, so we kind of met up and we started talking and, conversating about life and stuff, and the war would come up. So, but we didn't talk much about the war. He would always have these photo albums. He had a bunch of photo albums, and they were just filled with body parts and torsos and stuff. And he'd show them to me. I'm like, man, that's not good. I'm like, I don't want to see that. Now, pin in the comments and let me know if that's PTSD related. Is that PTSD related, right? Just put it in the comment. So anyway, we see each other, and he had, like I said, he had a bunch of photo albums, and he showed them to me, but we do other things and stuff and hang out and talk. Well, anyway, time had passed by, and I had gotten a job in information technology, IT, and I decided to, I didn't have time to see him. I lost a bunch of friends from that because I went straight into business. I was working on Wall Street. It was kind of exciting times because technology was new, and we were at the forefront, and there was a lot of money involved. So I didn't really keep in touch with friends, and I lost a lot of friends from that. Well, anyway, one day we bumped into each other, and it was like, hey, man, we have to meet up and drink and stuff and hang out. So we did. And after we met up and drink, he told me that he had a party he wanted to invite me to. Like, hey, we're going to meet, we're going to hang out, and, just for like old time's sake and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to meet this guy at a party. So remember, we were in the desert together. We were friends and stuff that we met. We met, in the war. We didn't meet in a war zone. War zone is everywhere. Once you're deployed, they give you hazard pay. Anywhere a war zone could burst out anywhere. I remember they killed a bunch of, I don't know how many Marines they killed when they bombed the barracks. 100 and something Marines, I believe, not a dozen. 100 and something Marines they killed when they bombed the Marine barracks during the war. And also, I remembered the convoy, because we were piggybacking with the convoy. And I remember that's the part of my nightmare. It's a gruesome scene, because I remembered after they bombed we were supposed to be the ones ahead of them, and the U.S. planes, the fighter jets, they saw the convoy, and mistakenly thinking it was in the dead of darkness, and thought that the convoys were Iraqi convoys. So they bombed the convoy. And I remembered in the middle of the night getting out of our convoy and going to give them help. So yeah, it's all a part of war, right? Part of PTSD. So anyway, I'm going to give you a lot of stuff. Just write down anything that you want to write in the comments, and I'm going to be able to help you guys. And as a matter of fact, the people who write comments, I'm going to try to not only respond to them, but I'm also going to set up emails so we can communicate with each other. And for the subscribers, and for the people who want some help, like if you want to, you've seen a psychiatrist, I'm going to give you, I'm going to create like a document, maybe like a PDF or a Word document. I'm not sure. It might be a PDF or whatever. And I'll put a lot of things. I'm going to put a lot of symptoms in it. I'm going to have some details so you could look them over, and then you could use, you could see which ones apply to you, and just make sure you got to have a story with them, because not all of them are going to have a story, because have an explanation. You're not going to know why you have certain things, but at least some of the symptoms you will be able to recognize and say, aha, I got this one, and solid, because in reality, in order to get 100% PTSD, I'm like overqualified, right? It's like the job interview, that guy comes in and he's like, whoa, you got to give him the job. That's me for PTSD at 100%. I'm like overqualified. The stuff I'm going to give you is like way above what you need. So you're probably going to need maybe like 5 or 10 for 100%, 5 or 10 things that you need to be 100%. And I'm going to give you like 100. So I'm going to email you some of those things. I'm going to send out emails, and we'll meet via email on this channel, and actually we'll do some lives. I'm a little bit nervous about the lives because I don't want to go into any gruesome things. I don't want people to think it's like an Armageddon fest, like the world came to an end and this is what I did and this is what I saw. I don't want to go over the gruesome. I'm not here to glorify war, and we're not going to glorify war. We're just going to use the information that we have to put it together so you can take it to the psychiatrist. Because like I said, the communication that you will be doing, you will be communicating, taking your information, and you're going to pass them on to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist is going to pass it on to the VA attorney, a veteran attorney. The veteran attorney is going to communicate with the VA attorney, that's the Veterans Administration attorney. And that veteran administration attorney is going to pass that stuff on to the psychiatrist inside of the VA, and they're going to compare notes and say, boom, this guy is 100%. And that's how, I'm telling you, that's how it works. Don't think it's going to work any other way. I'm going to fill out the paperwork, and I'm going to talk about how PTSD has affected my life. Nobody cares, because you cannot diagnose yourself with PTSD. Anyway, we're in the desert, and I said everything happened in the desert, kicking stuff around, whatever. We were laughing, ha 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 ha, big deal, right? Nothing to laugh about now. As a matter of fact, when I get into the details, you'll see. Now here it is, we met up, showing me these body parts and stuff, and I'm like, no, all right, I went over that. So we decided to meet and go to a party. I'm going to the party, man. I meet this guy. This guy, he comes out with a gun. Surprised me, like, whoa. He says, come over here, like, come closer. So I'm talking to him, he's talking gibberish. This guy is like blabbering. And this is PTSD talking, right? Or is it? Now, let me know if this is combat related or not. Pin it in the comment. Just tell me, right? Because you're going to hear a lot of stories from me. And that's why I'm here to give as much information as possible. I'm going to show you how PTSD transcends from the military into combat life. That's what I'm here to talk about. I'm not just going to talk about the military and what happened and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to show you how PTSD moves over, and that's what I said when I was talking about whoosh, like something that happened in the military, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's on the outside. Now you're facing with the same problem. How's that even possible, right? Tell it to this guy. Tell it to me. Now I'm going to get to the bottom of the story, to the gist. Here it is now, me and him, he pulls the gun at me and he's saying the FBI is looking for him, the CIA, he has operatives looking for him, people are trying to kill him, people are giving out his information, and I'm one of them. So anyway, he takes the gun, he's pointing at me, and I go up to him, man to man, right? Remember I told you about the, maybe I didn't get to it yet, when I was talking about running from the Twin Towers, the second tower that fell, and embracing another man. So anyway, I grabbed him, and I embraced him. I gave him a firm embracement. I grabbed him close to me. So, he's talking to me, he's like, yeah, and I'm telling him, I said, listen, man, we're brothers for life. You don't understand. We are brothers. We're closer than blood brothers. You don't understand. We are closer than blood brothers. We are brothers for life. and I grab this guy and I'm holding him tight. And he has a gun. He's like at my side and stuff, and he's like poking me with the gun. And I'm not even thinking about that. I'm not even trying to move the gun. All I'm doing is I'm just embracing this guy, and I'm talking to him. I'm saying, listen, we've both been through the same thing. We've seen the same thing, and we're the same, man. We're like blood, closer than blood brothers. We're closer than, we're brothers. We are comrades. We'll always be, we'll always be comrades. We'll always be war buddies. We're close. You don't understand how close we are. And as I'm saying it, I'm tearing up again. And as I'm saying it, I'm like thinking how to get away from this guy. But I can't run from, and this guy's built too. Like, he was muscular. Like, no way I could like get the gun away from him. No way I could fight him. And there's no way I could have talked to him. I'm thinking, like, tell him no words I could say to get him to stop, right? And I don't know, like that night I knew I came close to death because he had the gun and in my side, and I remembered I just kept on hugging him. I was just hugging him. I was holding him tight, man. I'm like holding him tight. I'm holding this guy tight. And then finally, I felt him like releasing and letting go and stuff, and I felt the gun moved away from my side, and I kept on saying the same thing. And I remembered I walked away from him, and when I went around the corner, because I was lucky, I parked my car around the corner, and I got a sense of relief. And I remembered I was like, man, I can't believe I got a relief. I sensed it, and I started driving, and I looked back at my life, and I'm like, man, that was close. This guy would have killed you. Like, I thought you were friends. And I remembered him just saying that people are trying to kill him. And I was one of them that's trying to kill him. I'm one of them that's giving out information, his information out. People are looking for him. They're tracking him. Well, come to find out, I don't know how long it took me to find out, maybe like a week or maybe months later, I found out the next day he killed his mother and he committed suicide. Put it in the comments. What do you think? Do you think that was, I'm not saying coincidence. I'm saying, is that PTSD related to combat or non-combat? Just let me know, right? Just let me know. Even if you're a veteran, I mean, you're not non-veteran, right? Just write it in the comment. Just put your comment in. I don't know. It's you could say it's non-combat because you guys met on the outside and you weren't at war and that's how you met. Or you could just write and say, well, I think it was combat because you were deployed and blah, blah, blah. Just write whatever that you want. Don't even use my ideas. So that's what I was talking about when it comes to, that's another story that you can tell. And now I'm going to show you the relationship between the two. What's the relationship? We're in the desert, right? We're kicking around body parts, severed parts, right? We thought it was funny. We're laughing, ha, 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 kicking stuff around. All right. We thought it was funny, kicking stuff around. All right? And we met. No longer here. It's gone. His mother is gone. All right? Was his mother a part of it? It was combat. Was his mother in combat? All right? Was she a part of it? Combat related? Right? Don't worry about that money. $45,000. That's nothing. That's nothing. The PTSD money. That's nothing. Per year. That's nothing. I want the world to know, I'm talking to the veterans, the world of veterans, to know, and the world to know that we're making sacrifices. We're we're out here killing ourselves, man. Alright. We're out here killing ourselves. We're making sacrifices. We're doing things and we're not rewarded. Alright? So,